Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing my declutter. I am sitting on my floor with my makeup. So if you can see my pants, you may see my feet at some point. It is what it is, right? We are going to do a declutter. Today I am starting with my foundations, BB creams, CC creams, brow products, concealers, and primers and powders. Pretty much all face products. We are going to start with that, and I'm starting with that and lumping it all together because for the most part a lot of my stuff is pretty narrowed down to the things that I really enjoy, and I probably won't be getting rid of too much, but I thought I would go ahead and share with you guys all that I have and what I want to get rid of. So let's start with foundations. I don't have, like I said, a ton of foundations at all. Some of this stuff is dusty, so you will be seeing me kind of dust it off, which is probably a sign that I shouldn't keep it because I haven't used it, you know what I mean? Okay, so this is all of the face products that I have. This is it. I don't have a ton of foundations or anything like that. Even tinted moisturizers and that kind of stuff, and I probably will be keeping the majority of this stuff, but I thought I would go through and tell you guys. So this is Urban Decay in the shade 3.25. This is the all-nighter. I just recently got this within the last few months, so I'm going to keep it. It's a little light for me for the summertime, but that's fine, so that's keep. This is the Make Up Forever Matte Velvet Plus in shade 30. Also will be keeping this. It is also a little light for me for the summertime, but I've had this for a while. It's actually almost done. Same thing with this Maybelline Fit Me, the Matte and Poreless. This is in shade 120 Classic Ivory. We'll be keeping that as well. These two are the ones that I've been wearing most frequently, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte in Classic Ivory and the CoverGirl Clean Matte BB Cream in Medium Deep. This one's super light for me, and this one's way too dark. So I mixed the two. They're both made for oily skin, and it works very nicely. I'm going to get rid of this tinted moisturizer. I don't know if you guys can tell, the package is kind of fluffy, which means it's time to get rid of it. This was in color Nude. It was a good shade for me at SPF 20 from e.l.f. You know, pretty nice, but it's getting, the packaging's puffy, which means it's time to get rid of. So that'll be the get rid of pile. I have Revlon Color Stay 24-hour whipped foundation in Sand Beige. This is probably one of my most favorite foundations. I'm about halfway done with this one. It is a little light for me in the summertime, but I love it. I can mix it with other foundations and it's great. This is new to me, the Garnier Skin Active BB Cream SPF 20. I got it in the color light medium. This is for oily combo skin. It's kind of runny and it is a little light for me, so I'll have to probably mix it with this one. I got this from my friend Steph, and the reason I got it from her is because I don't know if she had multiple or she just didn't like it, but the medium deep never works for me on its own, but mixed works great. This one too is the e.l.f. BB Cream SPF 20. This is in the shade Buff, and it's a great color match, but again, I don't know what happened with these packages, but they're like poofy, which to me, if something starts to go bad food-wise, it starts to get puffy like this, it's done. So those two are going to be done. And then I'm going to keep these two Bonds BB Plus Luminous Finish. I have one in the color Light and one in the color Medium. And again, I mix these. These are not necessarily made for oily skin people or anything like that, but they're SPF 15, great for summer. And I mix the two colors. Medium's too dark, light's too light, so I mix them and use it in the summertime. So this is literally all I have. I have foundation-wise 5 foundations, like actual foundations, and only 2 of them are high-end, 3 are drugstore. And then I have 4 BB type creams. Actually, they're all BB creams, no CC creams. So the only 2 of these I'm getting rid of are my 2 e.l.f. products, which I do love, but they are just no good. Moving on to brow products. And again, don't mind my legs or anything. I will try and keep my feet out of the picture, but my legs are going to be kind of impossible because I'm not that flexible and they don't open that wide. So brow products, for the most part, I think I'm going to keep all of this, but I thought I would show you guys. I have a number of like tweezers and things. I'm going to keep all of these, I think. I'm going to get rid of this little comb. because it's just old. It's like a razor old razor Sally Hansen comb, and I'm going to get rid of these tiny tweezers because my hands are too big for those. But all the scissors and all this, yes, I'm going to keep all of it. Okay, so again, this is the only brow products that I have. I have four actual brow products. One, the e.l.f. Eyebrow Lifter and Filler. This is my favorite. It's in the color light. It's like a gel type crayon, kind of an ashy color that I really like. I don't use the light side that much, but it's great to cover up like messy brows if you need it. $3 from e.l.f. I actually need to grab another one. Love that. And then I also have this, I think this is, oh yeah, L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. And this is in the color Brunette. It's just one of those little tiny guys, little tiny pencils that work really nicely at defining the brows. And then I have a spoolie on the other end that I really like. I do like that product. I have one, what are these, like eyeshadow? Not eyeshadow, it's like a brow powder by Pixi, and it's in the color, it just shades of brown. So it has like a medium brown, a dark brown, and a lighter beige color for highlighting. I actually haven't used this yet, but I like to have a brow powdered product on hand just in case. And then I have the dip brow pomade in soft brown from Anastasia, which you can see is kind of cracked. I really haven't used it that much, but I do like the product. I just need to get back into using it. So I'm going to keep all of those brow products. And then as far as like gels and things, I have a Great Lash in clear. It's getting kind of grimy, but it's still perfectly good. The Brow Gal by Tanya Crooks, I'm actually going to get rid of this. This leaves your lashes super crunchy, so I am going to get rid of that. Nothing to write home about. Anastasia Beverly Hills, same thing. It's really nothing super exciting. It's almost gone, so I'm going to finish it up. I'm not going to get rid of that. And then I have the Milani Brow Shaping Clear Wax. That's just a clear to keep your brows kind of tamed and stuff. I like using this when I'm using a powdered product because it sticks to it really nicely, so I'm going to keep that. So only getting rid of 3 brow things. Nothing exciting there. This is in no particular order, but here is concealers. And again, I don't have a ton. My makeup collection isn't huge, but I have noticed some of it is getting out of control. That's why I wanted to do this declutter. So I have 2 kind of powdered products here. The e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder. That's like a creamy pink color with some shiny sparkle to it. I'm going to keep that because it's the only one that I have aside from like Anastasia Banana Powder and things like that. And I still have this freaking powder flash. Still have it. But it's literally almost done. Like that's all I have left. It just will not, I have a little bit in the bottom. It will not leave. It is the power product that never ends, I swear. So I'm going to keep it just to finish it up because at this point I need to finish it up for myself. And then here are the concealers that I have. I am going to get rid of a few. One of my standouts and most favorite right now is the Maybelline Fit Me. This is in the color 15 Fair. I really need to pick up Light because this does brighten my under eyes super, super nicely, but it is very light. Very, very light, especially in the summertime. So I need the color Light, but I am going to keep that. Super nice. These are from Coastal Scents. I think I'm going to get rid of them because I don't like the texture of them. They're the Bright Eyed Concealers. This one is in the color Ivory, and it is super nice. Like it is a very nice colored concealer, but you can see first off how light it is on me, first off. And then second, it creases super quickly. I don't know if it's because it's a creamy thick concealer. I like these at first, but then after I started using them a little bit more, they were just not exactly what I was hoping for. So this one is the eye brightener in the shade Light. So you can see kind of the color difference there. They're both peachy colored. This one's more bright than that one is, but I just don't like the consistency on these, so I will be tossing those. And then I have the CoverGirl plus Olay, the Depuffer. This one is one of the ones, I've actually had this a while. I don't even know if it's still good. It's in the color Light, but it's one of the ones that has that metal tip, and you squeeze a little bit out and then you roll the tip around. And this one's nice. I do like it. The consistency is not great, but it's not awful. So I am going to go ahead and keep that and continue to give it a shot. I like the color versus these like peachy colors. this seems to brighten my eye a little too much. I don't know if it's because I don't have a pink undertone. I'm more of like a neutral undertone. I don't know, but this is, I like wearing concealers that are more skin tone color. So I'm going to keep that and try it out. This is the Conceal RX Physicians Formula Concealer in the color Fair Light. You know what? I haven't used this in quite a while. Ooh, and it's thick. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to pass on this one. Just because it's, man, that's thick. Yeah, that's way too thick. I'm going to pass that one on. And then this guy is almost done, is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in Neutralizer. You can see I don't have that much left of that one. And I do plan on keeping him around. He's more of a yellow. You can see here it's like very yellow, very pink. So I can use it for two different things. So I'm going to keep him until he's done. Urban Decay Naked Skin. This is in the color Light Warm. I just recently got this within the last few months, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it. But again, he is definitely more of a yellowish neutral undertone in comparison to like the CoverGirl one. You can see these are all super pink. This is more like a neutral pink, and these are definitely more yellow. So I got this to go under my eyes, but I actually think it matches my skin tone a little bit better. So I'm going to keep that one just to continue to give it a shot. This one is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I've had it for quite a while, but it's still good. No smells or anything. And I have used quite a bit of it. And I have it in color NW20, which I think is the pinker or the more pink shade. A little bit of this goes a long way. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little neutral, not as pink as these, not as yellow as this. So I'm going to keep it because I actually do like wearing this as an all-over face spot concealer and then just some powder on top of it. So these are the products that I'm keeping on my concealers, and these are the ones I am getting rid of. Only 3. Now I have my face primers, kind of the same idea. The ones that I have are almost tried and true. I probably won't get rid of too much here, but let's go ahead and go through it. So, you know, honestly, let's see. I'm going to start with the e.l.f. ones that I have. I have a Blemish Control Face Primer and a Poreless Face Primer. I really like the Blemish Control one. I am not so much fond of the Poreless Face Primer any longer. So I'm going to get rid of this one. I don't feel like it fills in my pores like some of my other ones. So I'm going to get rid of this one. And I'm going to keep the Blemish Control one. The Hourglass Mineral Veil, I'm just going to get rid of it. It has a tiny bit of primer left in it, like that I have to scoop up, but it's old and I really don't like it. I was just using it just because, so I'm going to pass that baby along. Let's see, the Benefit Professional, I am going to go ahead and keep. This is 0.75 fluid ounces, so I could travel with this one if I want. I've been keeping these little tiny guys to travel with if I need to, but I think I'm just gonna pass the little baby guys along and keep the mama of it because I just don't need all these little samples everywhere, and somebody else could benefit from those just as much, I think. So yeah, same thing with the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer, which by the way, I love the Professional. One of my favorites along with this one. These are much better at pore minimizing than the e.l.f. one, which could just be a brand comparison type thing, but I really do enjoy this one and the Professional over that one. So I'm going to pass along this packet as well because I could travel with this if I absolutely needed to. It's only 1 fluid ounce. So you can see by the indentation there on the package, I do like this one. It's a nice product, so I'm going to be keeping that. Definitely I'm going to be keeping the Becca Everlasting Professional, Ever Matte Professional, Poreless Priming Perfector. Lord, this one right here from Becca. I am going to get rid of this little guy. It's almost done, and I have a bigger tube to go through, so I'd rather not hold on to the little samples. And then this one's nice. I am going to keep it. It's not my favorite. It's a mattifying base, step 1 from Makeup Forever. I do prefer the the Becca is much more mattifying than this one, but this will work in a pinch. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that. And then same thing here, the Makeup Forever step 1 in smoothing. this is a sample, but I don't have a larger one to compare it to. So I am going to go ahead and keep the smaller one just because I don't have it. And if I end up not using it, then I will get rid of that one. So I'm getting rid of 4 samples and 2 regular primers, and I'm keeping 6. Okay, so for the next thing in this little category is setting sprays. I have a bunch of old ones from Scandinavia. I have a NYX one here, and then a primer water from Smashbox. So let's start with the Scandinavia. I have a small No More Shine makeup finishing spray. This is supposed to hold oily skin over matte. I do like this one, so I'm going to keep the small and the large of this. They have since repackaged. I mean, that just kind of tells you how old these are, but they do still work perfectly fine. The NYX matte finishing spray, not good. I don't like this one. I feel like it's more of a dewy finish, and I have oily skin, so I don't prefer a dewy finish, so I am going to get rid of that one. And this one, the 10 years younger, I do not like either. I do like this bottle, so I may keep the bottle and put this one in here, but I don't like the 10 years younger. Again, I have oily skin. I don't need any more dew to my face, so I'm going to get rid of that one. And then I got this a long time ago, a bridal makeup finishing spray. Again, I don't find that this works any differently than the No More Shine. I don't feel like it makes me any more matte or anything like that. So I am going to go ahead and pass that one on as well. And then as far as primer water goes, I'm going to pass on this little guy. He's just super tiny. Maybe I'll keep it. I mean, he's very, very little on this one. But I do have just about half left of this primer water. I do really like this as a kind of just like a beginning primer spray. So I am going to keep that. So getting rid of 3, keeping 4. Just like everything, I don't have a ton. This is all of the powders that I currently own. And some of them actually aren't powders, more of like illuminating powders, but I'm including them in here because I use them as like a setting powder. So let's start with the loose powders. I have this Tarte in, what is this? Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Airbrush Foundation in Fair Light Neutral. This says fair to light skin with yellow and pink undertones. This is, yeah, it's super, I actually really like the consistency of the powder. There's quite a bit in here. I loved this for a long time. And if you look at it on the skin, or like when I'm swatching it, it does look very neutral. Very neutral, right? And it looks like it would be a pretty good match for me. My hand is way darker than my face. But when I put it on, it gives me kind of a dark yellow undertone. So I'm just, I'm a little like, do I really want to keep it? It was not cheap, but I don't like the way the color kind of finishes on my skin. So this is going to be in the maybe pile because I hate to get rid of it, but I don't really like it on me. Next, I have my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. This one has dim, incandescent, and radiant light, and I am for sure going to keep this. It's one of my most favorite things to set my face with. I will typically use this one, which is, looks like dim light. And it's more of like a bronzer color, and if you have very light skin, you could definitely kind of make this work as like a bronzer. But what I will do is contour my face and then blend it out with this, and I will use this one under my eye and this one all over my face, and it's just perfection. If you've never seen my like comparison of the ambient lighting powders in comparison to a regular, like without blending with it, it is immaculate. So I'm definitely keeping this one and this one. This is the individual diffuse light, and it's a little bit lighter. Definitely still works with my skin tone. Again, my hand is a lot lighter than my face. Still works with my skin tone. I can use it as an all over face powder, and it's beautiful. I use this more in the winter time because it is a little light for me in general. So I'm going to keep those. One thing, if you cannot afford these Hourglass, that I really recommend is this Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer, but it's in Reserve Your Cabana. Who this would be a bronzer for, I really have no idea because it is so light. I mean, that looks like a face powder to me. It is definitely not a bronzer. This gives the same kind of effect, just like a flawless, brushed, very well blended effect on the face. Love, love, love this. If I'm not going to, like if I'm just doing my makeup, for a short period of time or for a video or something, I will use this so that I don't waste the expensive makeup, because this was like $2.99 at Walgreens or something. But definitely a great alternative to the Hourglass if you cannot afford Hourglass. So I'm keeping that one for sure. Another loose powder is a Tarte Amazonian Clay finishing powder and smooth operator. I got this as a sample. I do not like this. It first off, the packaging is kind of weird because it has this like weird plug here, and what I'll do is like unplug it and shake some out into the thing, and it's just so white, and hardly any comes out. It's just really a pain in my butt, so I'm definitely not keeping this one. Now if you have the larger version and it works well, great. I've actually heard that this is very nice. I just did not care for it, so getting rid of him. On the opposite hand, I have the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder, and I do really like this one. I do like this one. It has more of like a neutral yellow undertone. It's not as white, and I think it kind of blends nicely into fine lines. It doesn't leave them looking too crazy or anything. I really like this, so I am going to keep him. Okay, a couple more. I have two kind of dream powders from Maybelline. This is the newest version of this one. I do love this one. This is in the color Light 4 to 5. They don't make this anymore, but as you can see, I've hit pan and I'm almost done with it. So I am going to keep that just to finish it up. This one, you know, I just don't know. It's in Classic Ivory, and for a long time I really thought my overall color was Classic Ivory. Now I'm thinking not, because everything I have in Classic Ivory doesn't seem to work, and it's still closed. So I think I'm actually going to pass that on. I've had it for a very long time. Same thing with this Hello Kitty. I love it. One of you guys sent it to me, but that's not a reason to keep it, I feel like, because it doesn't really work with my skin tone. I don't know, I'm really kind of tossed up. I love the fact that the Hello Kitty is in it, but every time I've tried to use it, it just doesn't, like sit well. But you know what? I'm going to keep it because I love the Hello Kitty, and I'm just going to try and use it, and you guys sent it to me. Okay, next is the e.l.f. Mineral Pearls, and I actually really like this. This is in the color Natural. And technically, depending on your skin tone, you could probably use this as a bronzer. For me, I use it to like highlight my chest and my neck area to give it a little bit of color. You can kind of see there it covered up all the powders. Give it a little bit of color without too much. It's beautiful. I love just kind of swirling my brush around in it. This is also one of those, depending on your skin tone, you could swirl it and blend out your contour with it, and it's beautiful in the summertime. So I'm definitely keeping that. And then the last thing I'm definitely keeping is this e.l.f. Illuminating Palette. This is also a great alternative to the Hourglass palettes if you don't own or can't afford Hourglass. This is just in the color Illuminating. I've used it a lot, I don't know if you can tell, but this is a great under eye setting powder if you want something that's, like I'll mix this with the banana powder to give it a little bit of a gleam, but not too much. It's a great highlight as well. This one is a beautiful highlight also, more of like a pink tone. This I will use all over my face, kind of mixed with just like a powder. You can see those three there. And then this one I will use as a bronzer. Kind of the same idea to just like blend out my contour. It's beautiful. So I love this and highly recommend this. I think this is $10. A great alternative to those. Now this has more pigmentation as a highlighter than those do. Those I can use all over my face and I don't look like a disco ball. If you use these all over your face, you'll look like a disco ball for sure, but it's definitely worth the $10 to blend with other things to compare to this. So I am going to go ahead and get rid of this Tarte foundation. I'm not finding myself using it, and I can use the room for other things. So I'm going to keep this, get rid of 3. Okay, so there are the things that I'm getting rid of from my face collection in general, like face products. As you can see from the rest of the stuff that I showed you, I don't have a lot. The main things that I wanted to kind of pare down were like my blushes, bronzers, eye products, things like that. But I thought I would throw this in there for you guys because I knew I could declutter a little bit, and it would be something maybe some of you guys would be interested in seeing. So this is definitely very basic things that I knew from the get-go I was going to get rid of. So I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. I don't know what I'm going to do with some of this. Some of it's just being chunked. Some of it, like the newer products, I may try and sell on a blog sale or something. But I definitely am happy and think I can kind of combine the rest of my products together to minimize my storage, which is what I was trying to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first part of the makeup declutter series. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!